Hey everybody. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me try again. Hello dreamers. Depending on how this turns out, I might just delete it. Try to bear with me while I try to get used to these new earphones I got. It's been, according to my profile, it's been 24 days since I posted something new. Yeah, sorry about that. I'll do my best to keep a better schedule. So just bear with me while I get used to it, and hopefully we can do this together. So, since none of you know me, here's one fact you must know about me at all times. I love technology. I adore it. It's my most favorite thing in the world. But recently, technology has begun to hate me with a passion. Because between the family issues I've got going on, and no money coming in, and my mom lost her job, and then the charger to my laptop finally just quit on me. It didn't want to work anymore. It broke. And so I had to go get another one. That took a while. So yeah, a lot of things have just been going on. And I haven't had time to actually just sit down and make a podcast. So try to forgive me for that. And if you can, you're a true friend. YouTube. Let's talk about YouTube for maybe 2 minutes. I have a lot of favorite YouTubers that I watch religiously. And recently, Tyler Oakley and Hannah Hart and a whole bunch of other YouTubers got to meet the president. And I was so jealous. Like, what? That's just not fair. But then I think about the fact that they get out and they do things while I'm just laying in my bed sleep. You know, I'm not looking to be world famous or anything. Really, I don't know where I'm going in life. I just hope I don't fall flat on my ass while I go in there. Yeah. YouTube has been my friend and my confidant for a very long time. Well, no, not a long time. Since I got out of high school. When I was in high school, YouTube wasn't that big of a deal. You know, it was YouTube is where you went to look up stuff for school. It wasn't that big of a deal. I'd never in my life imagined that people actually worked at YouTube and people worked for YouTube, and I never saw YouTube as a website that killed jobs, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's been a lot going on, and when a lot's going on, I just get on YouTube and click on one of my subscribed channels and laugh my butt off. You know, it's like, it's good for the soul. It's like soul food. It's good for the soul. And I feel so much better afterwards. Let me talk about one of my problems. I've always wanted a puppy. I mean, I had dogs growing up, and I loved it. I loved having a pet that I could play with and cuddle with. And, you know, and then a few years back when we were living at the old house, I had 3 dogs, and they all died one summer from something in the yard. And ever since then, my mom was like, no more pets. And then I asked my mom if I could get a dog recently, and she told me that if I wanted a pet, I had to move out and get my own place, and then I could get a pet. And so my obsession with dogs began. I love dogs. Big dogs, medium-sized dogs especially. Little dogs are not my thing. If they can't grow bigger, I don't like them. Because I'm always afraid I'm gonna crush them, and I don't want to hurt any animal. In that respect, I always loved big animals and big cars. And people always say I'm confiscating for something, and I'm like, no shit. I'm like five, five, six, five, six, five, six, 5'5". I'm short, you know. And I like, to a certain extent, I like to be short, you know. And so big animals and big cars, and just big things in general, big house, big bed, that kind of stuff, you know. And forgive me if I'm just all over the place, because basically the topic of this is just to get back into podcasting, and hopefully I'm able to push out three a week, you know. I'm not really doing much, so I can't really talk to you about it, but I can talk about how I feel, and if you guys contact me, I can talk about things you want me to talk about, like my take on things, and then we can get a conversation going, and possibly I can do more podcasts. So yeah, leave comments when you listen to these podcasts, and try to listen all the way through. I know my voice is not the sexiest thing in the world. But hey, it's better than just sitting at home doing nothing, right? Let's talk about dreams. Let's talk about hopes. What are you hoping for? What is your dream? My dream? My dream is to be normal. Being a girl with disability is not easy, and it's not something I wish for. And sometimes I cry, you know, because it's so hard to be who I want to be and not feel like I'm physically able to be that person, you know. My dream was always, I wanted to do something with my life. I wanted to do something that was fun and wasn't constrained by rules or regulations. You know? Something that wasn't boxing me and it wasn't painful to do. And I wasn't always under somebody's rule. You know? I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to make my own money. I didn't want to have to depend on anybody for anything. And I still don't. I still don't want to have to depend on anybody for anything. I want to be able to do it all on my own. But until I get to a safe place where I feel like I can do that, that's just not going to happen. And you know, when I was in school, the idea was always to go to college. Even if it was to do something stupid like philosophy, the idea was always to go to college. Now, I'm not knocking people that do philosophy. I just find it stupid because I don't really see a career in that. But the thing is, I'd always dream of going to college and parties and final exams and all kinds of crazy shit that I would do in college. But nobody told me how hard it was going to be for me to be in college and be sane. I feel like when I'm in college or I'm in school, period, I feel like I'm losing my brain. Like everything is all jumbled up and uncomfortable and painful and fast-paced. It's going too fast for me to grab it and I can't hold on tight enough. But yeah, that's how it feels for me. Guys, I don't think I've ever felt like I really mattered to somebody. You know, sorry, I was checking my Facebook. Sometimes I feel like I'm a burden to my family, like I shouldn't be here, and maybe they would be better off. You know, I honestly don't think a lot of people realize how stressed out I get. And then they ask me, "Why are you so stressed? What is wrong? What do you got to worry about?" I'm like, everything. I worry more about the future than what I'm going to eat the next day, you know? Guys, I'm not sure what to talk about. You know, I'm just talking. Does anybody have anger problems? I'm just wondering, does anybody have any kind of anger problem? Because yesterday I was talking to my mom and I asked her a question and like she got upset with me. And my general reaction when people snap at me is just snap back, you know? But when she did it, it was like this pain rushed over my brain. And it was like my brain was trying to find the right response to it and react. And it really hurt, you know? It's like a sweep over my brain. I literally felt like a computer right then because it felt like my brain was trying to find the right connections to do what I wanted it to do. And all I could do was keep a neutral tone. I don't even know what my face looked like, but I can't say it was good. You know? Another one of my dreams is to see my mom happy. I get real sad when my mom's not okay, when something's going on with her and I can't help. You know? But that's just my life, I guess. I don't know. And sometimes I don't want to be here. And I guess the only reason I am is because of this podcast, you know? I had 10 listeners last time I posted something, and I'm so happy about that. But guys, if you could, I could use a few more listeners and a couple more followers here on Spreaker.com. So, get out there, tell your friends about this. And you know, I thought about something. I'm gonna try something. Before I get off of here, I'm gonna try something. This week, the music band I'm gonna recommend. Yeah, it took me a minute to find that word. I'm gonna recommend Paradise Fears. Right now, they are my go-to band when I'm feeling bad and sad and just need a pick-me-up. So look up Battle Scars by Paradise Fears. Listen to it, and yeah, come back to me. Tell me what you think. So guys, I guess I'll see you later. All right. Bye.